Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Hello, and thank you for those of you that are already jumping on live. We so appreciate you. This is another episode of Her Version. This Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Brenda Bourns. Brenda is a live event producer, sports marketer, entrepreneur, and prides herself in creating real leaders in today's ever-evolving world. Brenda is here to tell a crazy story about how she suddenly lost her right eye one night while walking her dog, and how that one incident changed the trajectory of her life. The definition of the word challenge and the word struggle shifted, and she had to make a decision as to how she was going to handle the shift with her husband and her family. We are here to talk about what healing can look like and the joys of riding a tandem bicycle. Welcome, Brenda. How are you?
And if people are struggling with anxiety, then that's okay. Let's talk about it and let's get some help and let's find some tools that help us get to that place where we find that confidence and we trust our gut and we move forward. And I'm just very grateful that I never had that. I can honestly say that I never experienced anxiety or a sadness for the loss of my eye. I looked at it as a challenge. The only time I cried is a girlfriend came over during the pandemic when we weren't supposed to have anybody in our house. Canada was shut down. You were quarantined. And she came in with flowers and she took one look at me and she started bawling because she couldn't deal with how I looked. And then I felt bad that she felt bad that I looked like this because I was okay with it.
Wow.
So devastated to see me bruised and puffy and scarred. Like my surgeon has gone back in and redone my facial scar. He wasn't happy with how it looked. There was a little bit of a lip there. I'm like, I'm good. I'm all right. I'll put a little makeup on it. I'm good. He's like, no, but I'm not good. This is your face.
Yeah.
And I want to fix that for you.
Wow.
Okay, thank you, doctor. And so he did. But initially, right after the surgery, I was black and blue and green and
Because you hit your chin too, right?
Well, I hit my chin, but then she lunged forward and I hit the tree. And it was really interesting when I talked to my girlfriend, Shelly, and she's like, okay, Brenda, so you're going to be in the medical records at the university. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, so normally I lost my orbital floor. If you lose your orbital floor, you often save the eye. Or if you lose the eye, your orbital floor is intact. I hit that tree with such impact that I crushed my cheekbone and lost the eye.
Wow.
So when the pathologist was looking at all the stuff and writing it down, when you look at the words, it's like appears to be, could be, possibly. They'd never seen it before. So it's been, when I say it's been a journey, it's been a journey. But I've learned so much. I've learned to completely appreciate the medical system that we have here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
And I'm so appreciative for the nurses and doctors and just the people that took care of me during that really stressful, surreal time with a global pandemic. And my ocularist, I just think that, that is a talent. And I'm just very, very grateful. And I do believe that my injury was a gift.
Why do you say that?
I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my family, my friends, and my community. And I learned that I'm way stronger than I thought. And I thought I was kind of strong before. I'm not going to deny, I kind of thought I was a little bit kick-ass before, but I really now feel that I am stronger than I ever believed that I could be.
Wow.
And I think that that strength, it's generational. My mother was very strong. I feel that I'm strong, and I feel that my daughter watching me is strong. Clearly, she went and set up a GoFundMe page. I mean, I just think that when you have those internal, what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes I struggle with words, sometimes maybe a couple of bonks to the head. But when you, that drive, I think it's just that drive. I truly believe it's that drive that nothing's going to slow me down. I will still lead a very vibrant, exciting life. The life that I've led before, working with top athletes and rock stars and royalty and just the things that I've experienced in my live production world. I will continue to do that, and that no injury is going to stop me.
I think that this is a really great testament to, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, including you.
No,
And I don't know if this is going to offend you or not, but just hearing just this story, a testament to sheltering / coddling your children too much. Because the only way that you were able to, all those sports that you played are like super aggressive.
I'm not playing ping pong, let's be honest.
They're super aggressive, and this has trained you mentally and emotionally and physically to be able to endure, obviously, a lot more than a normal person could endure. And that's not to say one way is better than the other way, but it is to say, if you want your children to be able to survive anything that comes their way, they have to like train for that.
I'm a huge proponent of sports because I think there are so many lessons. I actually have a kinesiology degree. I literally thought that I was going to have a whistle around my neck teaching kids gym, because a gym teacher a million years ago changed my life, and I wanted to be a gym teacher.
What was it?
We had moved into a new neighborhood, and my mother is Filipino and my father is British. And we came into this very vanilla part of the city. And I stood out like a sore thumb because I had a brown mother and a white father.
Wow.
And I got bullied really, really badly. And I had a newborn baby brother, and kids were, I was in grade 3. I didn't even know what the word adopted was. And they were like, "Are you adopted?" I'm like, "What's adopted?" Like, "Mom, what's adopted?" "Oh, you wish you were adopted, Brenda, because adopted children are the most lucky of all because they've been chosen." Oh, I want to be adopted, right? Stupid kids. Like, this is right. Because my mom was the way that she taught me lessons was in a very interesting way. And so I would get chased home from school, my hair would be pulled, rocks thrown at me, whatever. And then in my physical education class, we had to do something in Canada. It's called the Canada Fitness Testing. Sit-ups, push-ups, 50-meter dash, flexed arm hang, standing long jump. And I was at the top for everything
Even the long jump?
I was going to say, except the long jump.
Okay.
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 So here I am at the long jump. Now I'm only 4'11" now at
Yeah.
53 years of age. Back in grade 3, I was probably all of 2 foot nothing. And we got 3 chances. First jump, short. Second jump, short. Third jump, I look back at the tape, and my gym teacher, and I was like maybe a centimeter short. He lips up the tape. Congratulations, Brenda has got the award of excellence, which means that you got 100, or that you hit all the marks. So you got a very special badge. Instead of the gold, silver medal, you got this really amazing badge that had special participation on it. I was the only girl in class to get that. I knew that I was a centimeter short, and I looked at him and I was like, that's not right. But all of a sudden, I was swarmed by my classmates. High five and congratulations, and oh my gosh. And instantly, I wasn't the last person picked on a team.
Wow.
He changed my life that moment.
Wow.
He changed my life that moment. I was like, I'm going to be a phys ed teacher. I'm going to be a phys ed teacher just like you, because I'm going to do that for other kids.
Wow.
And so that's what I did. I went into university. I got my kinesiology degree. While I was there, I got a job with Gatorade. I can honestly say that Gatorade is still my client 32 years later.
Wow.
And I became very involved in the sports world, sports marketing, sports, supporting sports, anything sports. And because I saw in that moment in grade 3 how I instantly had respect. I was respected because I was fast. I was short, but I was fast and I was strong. Couldn't jump very far. But that 1 centimeter changed my life.
Wow.
And that's why I've been so involved in sports, because I think sports, they teach you lose,
Yeah.
win,
Yeah.
you have leadership, you have to coordinate, you have to communicate with teammates, you have to listen to and respect to a coach, you have to fundraise. Like sports teaches you life.
Yeah.
To me, sports gives you the opportunity to have tools that will help you in the real world.
100%. Definitely. So you're name dropping all this stuff. Tell us what you do. What's your business? What do you do? I said a little bit in the beginning. But tell us
Yes, so
more.
I'm a live event producer, and you know when you watch the Olympics and you see somebody sitting with a whole bunch of screens and they've got a headset on and they're talking into a microphone and they're like calling the shots? That's what I do. And so my website, sadly, I took it down after the injury because I didn't want people reaching out to me, and I wasn't even online for a year and a half. It's like, I don't want them, I just took down my website. I'm like, when I'm ready and when I feel up to it, I will connect back with people on LinkedIn or whatever. And I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to take my time to heal myself and get back to the best that I can be.
Yeah.
So my website, thank you for putting it up there, but right now it would say under construction, as is Brenda. Brenda is under construction. But I produce international and global events. So whether it's FIFA, Pan Am Games, World Junior Hockey, the Grey Cup, which is Canada's largest event, which is our version of the American Super Bowl. I've done the Junos, which is the Canadian version of the Grammys. And so, yeah, I'm that person behind the scenes telling the story for the live, the live story for the televised audience. But my background is sponsorship, logistics, and I think I'm a storyteller. I'm a storyteller. That's what I do. I tell that story for the people watching from the screen at home, what's really going on, and cutting the camera and zooming in and getting the reaction of the people in the stands. And yeah, I think it's storytelling. It's logistics, and it's coordinating of multiple groups of people, from volunteers to teams to staff to all of that. But at the end of the day, we're telling a story.
Definitely. What does success mean to you?
Healthy mind, body, family. Success to me is finding that elusive balance and feeling fulfilled and living a rewarding life. Like success, I could be playing with kids at a childcare center and have so much joy in my life. And we all know childcare workers don't make millions of dollars. I would feel rewarded and joyful, and that's success. I don't need to have the biggest bank account. I don't need to travel the world. I want to. Plans are I want to travel the world. I don't need those things. Success to me is having raised, confident, empathetic, intelligent, and kind children, and to share joy. I think that we are all put on this earth to help each other. And success to me would be sharing the wisdom that you have and helping others and empowering others. That's what I find successful, is if you can share what you've learned with others and lift people up. That's success to me.
That's awesome. I want to take a moment to acknowledge those that are watching live. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and listening to Brenda's story and her journey over the past few years. I so appreciate you being here and sharing some of this. To close out, I'd like to ask you a question regarding the females that are in this community who are struggling with a major trauma in their life, physical or mental. What would be some advice that you'd give to somebody who's enduring some stuff right now?
I'm a firm believer in that females are natural nurturers. We want to care for others. So my advice would be to find your tribe, find your women, find those who will lift you up. Sometimes, not in my instance, I'm very, very blessed that my family is very supportive. But I do have instances where I have friends who are not close with their sisters or mothers or aunts. Sometimes the blood relative might not be the most supportive, but find and surround yourself with people who lift you up and support you unconditionally. And look inwards, look in the mirror and find, what are my shortcomings? What do I need to work on for myself? And then do the work. Like, read the books, go get the massage, do the self-care, go for the walk, save up the money and go travel and experience something that you haven't experienced. Life is way too short. I am going to tell you, I am so glad I'm on this side of the grass, because if my dog didn't drag me home that night, I don't know what would have happened.
Wow.
I really don't know. And so I don't take anything for granted. And my message would be that when life is this short, grab it.
Yeah.
Grab it and surround yourself with people who will lift you up. And listen to podcasts like this. Find inspiration.
Yeah.
And when you hear that one little nugget, don't just write it down and forget about it. Put it into action.
Yeah.
Put it into action.
That
would be my thoughts
I
on
love it. I love it. Definitely. And I agree with the action. That's one of the things that this podcast has inspired me to do. Because I view myself as a strong person mentally and emotionally. So it's very frustrating when I get these bouts of uncertainty that are rushing through my body. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is not correct. But I haven't been
human though, right?
Yeah, and I haven't really challenged it though. And I think that's what I'm really pulling away from this podcast and you telling your story is I need to kind of push myself just a little bit more in the arena of physical, because that's where it is, it's physical, to regain that trust. I'm not trusting myself in that arena right now. So I have to practice that. So I so appreciate you breaking that down and helping me learn something this morning. So that was
You're very welcome.
That was so awesome. Ralph, Dane, Shira, thank you so much for hanging out with us and commenting today, and everyone else who's still hanging on, listening. Thank you so much for relaxing with us. Here it's lunchtime, so hopefully we were joining you with a little sandwich or something. So this was enjoyable. But this has been great. Thank you so much, Brenda, for taking some time out of your busy day to hang out and tell your journey. For those of you that are watching on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay if you're watching this after the live so that we can see you and give you some love wherever you are. This community is ever expanding every single day, and it's filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. If you have an amazing story to share of struggle to triumph, be sure to reach out to me here at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others.